everyone, and welcome to the Story of the Blues. My take on all things Oldham Athletic. Yes, it's me, Tommy Oldie, and today I'm looking ahead to our final pre-season game at home to Mansfield. Now, to start with, I've just got two shout-outs. First of all, they're both to my nephews, my eldest nephew, Daniel, on becoming a dad. Welcome to the world, Mason Joseph McCulloch, making me a great uncle. I know he was a great uncle anyway, but I look forward to seeing him at an Oldham game, and also to his granddad, Rob, the guy who got me into football, my obsession. I know you're in hospital, get well soon. I look forward to seeing three generations of Oldham fans all stood together on the terrace. It's nothing more better than seeing a family, generation from generation, the love of our club and support passed down. And to my other nephew, Dominic, who turned 16 the other day. Happy birthday to you, pal. I've enjoyed some good away days with you the last 2 seasons. I look forward to many more in 2 more years so you can legally buy me a beer, but you're old enough to go out and win that lottery. So, a couple of questions to me. Where were the flogs for the Chorley game, Curzon Ashton and Barrow? Well, the Barrow game, I was 100% not going to anyway because I had to work. The Chorley game, I was on my way and was made aware that there was problems with the trains getting back. I would have had to have left the Chorley game early anyway to get to work, and working out the highs and lows, it just wasn't worth the risk of me being late in. I then later found out I could have actually started half an hour late and got a lift in, but it's one of those things. The Curzon game, if you remember last year against Chesterfield, I said I was going to miss that game because I was due to do a course. It never happened. I've waited twice to the course, I got offered it last minute on Saturday morning. It was supposed to finish for 2, unfortunately it was a driving course, so truck. It went over. I had to do a few manoeuvres again. I passed the course in the end, but I didn't finish till half 3. I weighed up the pros and cons. So 20 minutes for a taxi, no guarantee of getting in, no buses back to Oldham, long tram journey. And if I'd not done this course for the friendly game, I'd have had to miss the league game. So unfortunately, I couldn't do the Curzon much. I'm a little disappointed about it. I actually had quite a bit of content already done. I've been in Ashton a couple of days earlier. But I've got a few football nostalgia things to throw in. And a few people sent me photos from both the Chorley and Curzon game. As usual, we won them both and I weren't there. Hey, but the next video I actually did in Manchester on the night of the Chorley game, which I'm going to throw in anyway. And then we'll catch up and get back to everything. So, here goes. This is where I've picked up from what people have said on social media, Facebook, Twitter, WhatsApp, what friends have said to me. Obviously, it was a great win at Chorley, 6-1. The second half performance looked decent. Obviously, we know Fondop's got 2 earlier on. We got 2, great to see Willoughby and Green also getting a score sheet. It's good to see we've got a variety of players that can score. I've said we could be free scoring this year. Great to see us firing from all sorts of angles. Although I'd love to have an out-and-out striker, to me a good striker scores a minimum of 20 goals a season. I've seen too many people say, oh, striker's good, and he scored, just managed to get double figures. No. Plenty of goals. However, if the goals were spread out amongst the attackers, like we had one on 10, 12, 15, well, that's not a bad thing because the goals will keep on coming. Obviously, Curzon, again, Fondop double. The first goal, bit of an error from the keeper, but what was good was Fondop kept chasing the ball, kept pressing him, kept putting the pressure on, played to the whistle, got the goal. And the second one was a nice strike from him as well. And it's very encouraging to see. Obviously, Barrow, Nuttall then got on the score sheet, which was good because obviously he's become a bit of an easy target for people. Bad game, and straight away people are on his case. I know people like a boo boy. Booing will not do his confidence any good. And he doesn't just score goals, he holds the ball up. He does more than what people give him credit for. Although I will admit, I have seen him struggle a bit at times as well. Hopefully this Mansfield game will see him go out and bag a few. Obviously, a lot's been said about the uncertainty around Southend United. So let me put my take on it. I want Southend United to not go bankrupt. I want Southend United to get rid of their owner. Yes, this owner may have to come up to the Championship, but does it excuse what's happening now? We got the Premier League under Ian Stott. Does it guarantee him not getting slated when he tried the proposal of Oldham, Rochdale and Bury for him in Manchester North End? Of course not. What's going on at Southend? It's gone on for too long and people are right, he shouldn't have got this far. But he needs to do it. He needs to sell that club. He needs out. People say, no, it's cringeworthy. Why all the fans supporting Southend? Well, that could have been us under Lemzigans. That could have been us going under Chris Moore. Some fans show their solidarity to Oldham support. Yes, majority of it was done by us, but we took the lead from other clubs such as Charlton and Blackpool, who stood up to their owners, who did protest. The likes of Orient showing us support, doing a joint protest. Yes, on the pitch, I want to smash Southend. I want to beat them 4-0, 5-0. I want banter with them. I want them to call me an Northern Monkey. I want to call them a soft Southern bastard. At the end of the day, I don't want them to go bust. I've got mates who support Southend. Southend are a historic club. When people put out like the Firewood or your Forest Greens, the ones that are money bags, it's all through no history. Well, that's why it's important to preserve clubs with Southend who've got rich history. Southend are in an area where people could easily support West Ham or get a train up to North London and watch Arsenal, Spurs or Chelsea. Or even be like the rest of the armchair generations that support United, Arsenal. No, these are fans no different to Oldham, who spend their hard-earned money, who go week in, week out. And I honestly hope they get themselves sorted. Yes, I do think it's a bit late the way it's gone on at Roots Hall. And for me, they should have made a decision before on whether to play it there or switch it to another ground. We're now hearing 5 o'clock Monday. Don't get me wrong, all the fans will buy tickets if they were given 24 hours notice that we're playing a big game like City or Liverpool or playoff games. We've done it in a short space of time. But it's the other elements such as travelling, accommodation. Like, for example, I don't finish work till 6:15 on a Saturday morning. So for me, getting my lift or getting there has a big effect on me. But fingers crossed, this time next week we'll be playing Southend. Ideally at Roots Hall, but if the game gets switched to Boundary Park, so be it. We don't want them to go under. We want a full fixture list this year of 46 games, 23 at home, 23 away. And ideally, obviously we're playing them at the right time in terms of the ongoing scenario. It's not an ideal situation, but it could benefit us. But at the same time, I've got mates who support them, and Southend fans, solidarity with you. Martin out. I hope you get your club back. And as shown a year ago, yesterday, it's Frank Rothwell to cover our club. There's hope there. It's just finding that right individual. It may take a season or two to rebuild. Obviously, look at Scunthorpe as a classic example. They've got into the National League North, but they're preparing themselves well. I hope you like my video, the front row for one. The plan was to get it out yesterday, first thing, but I've had a bit of an ear infection. I've been under the weather the last couple of days. David Unsworth on the Boundary Park Alert System podcast the other day, I thought came across really well. Some very good points. One, the importance he said about having a backroom team. I like the way he didn't blame Sheridan for what he inherited. He made out, it was clear that the Lemsigans and before that left the club in a mess. There was no money, we were underfunded, we lacked the facilities, we lacked the backroom staff team's got now. Like he mentioned about physios, you need more than one. Having a couple of physios allows players to rehabilitate while focusing efforts on one player and allowing the other players to get treatment, picking up on niggling injuries as well. Also having a good dietitian, like you said, pot noodles. You need proper diets to these athletes, and fans may not realise, but players look at these things when they come and join a club. They want the best, not just for them as a team, but as a player. They want to excel, they want to perform. Having a scouting system, which is allowing us now to find perfect players for the right position, the right sort of player. I like the way Unsworth mentioned now that other clubs, players are now looking at us. Clubs want to do business with us. We're not blacklisted as we was under them clowns. The fact players want to come and join us is a positive sign. We're prepared to drop a couple of divisions. I like the way he's mentioned about the youth team as well. It's important. Forshaw's gone to Colne. He scored last weekend. Personally, myself, I'd have preferred maybe Avro Mosley a couple of divisions higher, but it's a start for him. He's going to play football. He's not going to be sat on the bench. He's going to get that physicality and that competitive edge, which is what they need. Obviously, Moore's gone out on loan as well. I can't remember off the top of my head who it is, but again, good luck to him. I like the way Unsworth talked about his project. He wants every bit. I know he's doing the talk, but it's still important that he's got his ideas. He's got his visions. He knows what he wants. He's setting his sights out to be in that top two, pushing for it. And the fact he says he talks to Darren Royal each day, they have a chat on the phone. It's better than having a sporting director in Dusseldorf or not being able to get hold of someone to sort of problem. At least that way, if there's a problem, we can work on it. We can narrow it down, find out what's going on, resolve it quickly and not have it hanging over us. Whether it's issues such as wages, a player's unhappy, trying to find a player, we're getting it done. And that's what I'm liking, the professionality we're bringing into the club. Also, I think the new home kit is brilliant. I like the mixture. I've always said I love a kit that says blue and tangerine. The song goes, we're playing blue and tangerine. It's got enough tangerine, not too much tangerine, but plenty of blue. Also, it's one I am going to buy when it comes out. But no, I think I'll end up buying a third kit today just so I've got a new shirt already. The new pitch looks fantastic. I'm really looking forward to seeing it. It'll benefit us off the pitch with the amount of income from extra events as well. Dean Pickering, you've done a fantastic job, pal. Stuart Wright, who works there as well, I think he's done a good lot of work and look forward to see what Boundary Park's looking with these repairs done. And Andy Johnson at Ash Landscapes, if you follow his Facebook page, for doing his dugouts. I've known Andy for years, good lad, good Oldham fan. He's done a fantastic job. It's good to see local fans being offered to do the work because not only are they putting the effort in, it looks good on themselves. It gives them that personal feel of pride. Also, as I keep saying, the staff off the field, not just the players, it was important for the work and effort they do. So don't forget, give them that shout out and say cheers, because sometimes could be too critical of them without actually seeing some of the efforts and the lengths they've gone, which means working all sorts of hours. It's not like your usual 9 till 5 job as some people do. So today we're playing Mansfield Town, a team we are very familiar with. We've played them numerous times in League 1, League 2, the Football League Trophy, the League Cup and the FA Cup. I actually cannot remember ever seeing us play Mansfield and losing. It's just weird. I know one of the favourite Mansfield games was we beat them 6-1 at home and Clive Wynyard scored 4 goals. Then we beat them away 1-0. Fitzell got an 88th minute penalty. I remember that because I arrived very late and I had bad problems on a trade. They won't let me in. So I threatened to climb a tree anyway. They let me in and then they put me in the home end before they moved me. And the scenes, that final game, is brilliant. I remember we beat them on the bank holiday a few seasons back. I know we lost, I think it was 6-0 a few years ago, 6-1. And Maynard, was it, who come out and scored a hat-trick after Barry Owen and said, oh yeah, he'll do really well against us. And then we lost, we drew 0-0. I didn't go to that one, so Obviously, Mansfield themselves got relegated out to the conference in 2008, and it took them a while to get back. So they've been at this level. They know what it's like. Obviously, they got back in. They got back into League One at some point, back to League Two. And obviously, the last 2 years, they've been up and around there, but have never quite gotten out the league. So it should be a good challenge, good test. They're based in Nottingham. If you know, they play at Field Mill, and it names the Stags. The nearest rivals are Notts County, Nottingham Forest, and you have a big rivalry, Oldham in Derbyshire with Chesterfield. So, it'll be an interesting game, that's safe to say today. The manager of Mansfield is Nigel Clough. In his introduction, he's the son of legendary Brian Clough, one of football's, the game's greatest characters, the greatest manager England never had. I remember seeing him managing Forest when I first was watching Oldham in his green jumper. I remember we beat him, and he went down that season. Obviously, also look out Mansfield, his ex-Oldham striker, Keeler Davies-Dunn, who's playing for him. So obviously, they'll probably get a warm reception off me. I don't see why any reason wouldn't do. We've got another player, Johnson, who's not a bad player. We've got experience in James Perch. Again, it's only friendly, but I'm hoping this friendly, building on the others, scoring goals. I'm sure Unsworth now knows 80% of his team. He said on the podcast he wants to bring a few more players in. I do agree. I still think a couple of bodies just a bit short, but it should be a good challenge for him. I think it's probably more likely going to start with Fondop and Nuttall up front. I'd still like to see Reid and Willoughby, but I wouldn't be surprised if he has a behind closed doors friendly next week, especially if the Southend game doesn't go ahead. Lundstram, for me so far, has looked the part. He's offering us extra options in midfield. It'll be a loss of his injury, but we need to get him fit. So, fingers crossed he'll make a speedy recovery. I still think if Dangana keeps fit as a player in him, he offers us experience. If he can control his temper as well, he can play balls really well. He can be that alongside Lundstram. I think them two could really click. Obviously, Unsworth said there's a few players still that haven't gone but are heading out the door. Rooney's one of them, by all accounts. Burgess has now gone. Good luck to the lad. I've got no animosity towards him. He came in when Shez was there and he had to make do with what he's got. Hopefully he'll have a good spell and carry on with his football career elsewhere. It's great news that Boundary Park's back to full capacity, especially if we have some big games coming up. I do like the idea of the small away followings being put in the lowest part of the paddock. It's better than having a Chad end open, 3/4 empty, with all the extra stewards, the catering. At least this way, we're catering for them. And if we have got a big game, it gives extra options. Having Oldham fans in 4 stands all around the pitch, getting behind the team. I know the argument, well, it sounds louder here, it sounds louder here. Don't care. More fans in Boundary Park. Pack the park. Get behind the team. Let's absolutely roll ourselves on for promotion this year. Obviously now I'm making treks to Mansfield. So, come on Oldham. See us all on the terraces. Right, looks like they're about to cut the tape on the new shops. I'm a few minutes late, but here's to a part new era.
30 seconds. First of all, it's nice to see quite a few people to come to the brand new shop opening. We've got right behind me to assist our opening on a former Athletic's favorite. First of all, let's give a massive round of applause for Rick Oldham. Our very distinguished guest to my left has told me do not trust Rick with scissors. I'm now going to hand over to cut the ribbon. Can you please put your hands together before we let you out to shop? The best manager we've ever had at the club.
Who's the other fellow on the other side?
Sorry, Holmes, I thought you was inside trying something here.
Hey, listen, thanks for coming early as well. You know, I'm sorry I'm slightly late due to traffic on the M62. Dead on time. Dead on time, 1 o'clock in the morning. Who's staying for the game then?
Yeah.
Promotion party against Rochdale in
Anyhow,
yeah, I can't
I just had a look inside. It's a fabulous shop. I can't believe how good it is, to be honest with you. But well done to Oldham Athletic. Come and spend some money.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Go on, Johnny, give us a wave. If you look at him, he's making me look fat, unfortunately. All the best of the season, pal. Right, I said about 100 quid to Kershaw, check out, that's with us. Big man.
I'll double it, 200 quid.
Kev Anderson.
I'll give 100 quid gladly if we get promoted.
So that's 4 of us on it now, so it's going to go really good. Mansfield at home pre-season friendly. Come on, Oldham.
You got.
When we at the end of the game finished, Joe Royal was managing one of the teams. We've seen him wander around there.
Harrison, don't do anything silly.
Can't get any signatures in this one.
Could have a point there.
Come on, let's do that.
So we'll look back at the game itself against Mansfield. We had spells where it was alright. People made it out like it's in the world. It's not. We had chances. Basically, had Nuttall and Reid both buried their chances or fond up. It'd have been a different game. Ward had that chance, but it was held back. I thought it was a penalty. You can see where we missed Lundstrom at times, what he's brought to the team. Obviously, we started at a 4-4-2. We did try a 3-5-2 out. Obviously, Kitchen going down the wing doesn't look a bad prospect. I said that last season. We do need a right back. Hobson for me is a centre back still, but I'd even give a try out to that young Chapman who had played pre-season. He doesn't look like a bad option to play at right back either. I was a bit disappointed Unsworth didn't use more of his subs. Obviously I want to see a bit more Willoughby. Obviously we saw it in National League North what he's done for both Chester and York as well. And when he came along with Reid, he showed little glimpses. So I prefer Reid to start alongside Fondop or Willoughby. Also, the likes of Hope and Toller had been good to give them a run out. And Dan Gardner, we know Lundstrom's injured, so let's have a look. I'm not overconfident in Sheeran and Shelton at the moment. I know I said before about Shelton, again, another one we could switch right back, although I would prefer to sign a right back outright. But if he sees something in there, I'm all for utility players, trying them in new positions, because sometimes in the deep end that happen, but it can't be done on a permanent basis. It's got to be someone we need consistently there. But we look lively at times. Obviously the goals were killer, both just before and just after half time. Their third goal was a worldie. Norman made some good saves, which shows he will be number one still. But it's one of them, friendly's right spirits and try and play in alternative positions. We've just got to go to Southend now, full of confidence, and take the game to him. He's already said he's looking at bringing a few more bodies in, so there's probably a lot more he took from that. And again, I wouldn't be surprised if just like a behind the closed doors training match this week also. The trust and incentive, this getting a lift to games, I think is brilliant. Don't get me wrong, I've got quite a few people. I can always put a shout out and get a lift. I try and help people out. There is sometimes I like going on my own to games, like Woking away when I was able to go and explore the music scene, a few London games, but I know there's people that do travel on their own, and if you can travel with a group, it's great. You can meet new mates, it's good for the environment, it's cheaper for each other, and you probably have more of a good crack, and you meet new friends through it, and it means more people are not missing out on a game. And I've said for years, incentives like this needs to be pushed So hopefully we'll see a few more ticks making the trips this season, especially as we've still got a fair few southern trips. Now, Mark White has issued that he wants to sell shares to fans for Dorking. Now, I think it's a brilliant idea. I like Mark White. Problem with football nowadays, there's too many committees, FA boards, leagues, full of old men in suits who've either never kicked a football or not kicked a football for years, and they're not in contact with the modern game or what's happening or the modern player. Mark White, when I've spoken to him at the Boundary Park Alert System event, when he's been on their podcast, or when I've heard him all on a bunch of amateurs, he talks the game as someone, not just as someone who's a chairman, but as a manager, someone who's played the game, and someone who's grown up as a fan. And he's right, he wants Dorking to go forward. Let's not argue, they're pushing above their weight anyway. What they've achieved is phenomenal. But he knows if they want to go higher up the league, he cannot afford to do it himself. He's not a money bag, he's got money. And the way he's sustained Dorking's challenge so far is good. And I think it's a great idea, the way he's asking if fans want to invest, whether it's local fans, they've developed from a bunch of amateurs or throughout the football. I think it's a brilliant idea. And I don't say it well, but yeah, fair play to him. I think it's a great incentive. I hope it goes well for him, but not at the expense of Oldham Athletic getting promotion. So we now know that Southend game is definitely on, and it's definitely being played at Roots Hall. Ticket sales are all tomorrow. Either way, let's pack out that away end, let's travel in our numbers, and let's get behind the lads, and the real stuff starts Saturday. Pre-season's over with. This year's a good I've got a good feeling we're going to be up there this year. Come on Oldham, I'll see you on the terraces. I hope the new shirt looks good on me.